Hello, my loves. It is hot as hell here today. It's super humid. So we are recording early this morning, and I wanted to get a few unboxings recorded to the channel that have been with me for a little bit. And so we're going to start that today with the pocket edition of the Kuan Oracle. So you may be surprised that I don't have this one yet. I have my collection of Alana Fairchild's pocket editions with the goddesses, with her goddess oracles. I have every other one that's available besides the original Kuan Oracle. And it took me a little while to pull the trigger because while this original Oracle deck way back in the day when it first came out was a deck that I worked with a great deal, and at the beginning of my own healing journey and practice as a witch, Kuan Yin was a bodhisattva that I worked with a great deal personally. I would definitely say over the last few years, I have not connected with her as intimately, as often as I used to. However, I have felt her energy of late in my personal life appearing, and I also wanted this option to offer as a blessing card pull for my clients at the end of their readings. I have found working with accessing a blessing from these decks for my clients in readings to be very impactful for the client, and also to really sum up the general theme of the reading or the workshop space, if that's, or mentorship space as a whole. So I have really found these decks to be very impactful. And it just made sense to finally purchase this one. So we're going to take a look at this one together. I will say, of the three, the Wild Kuan Yin Oracle is probably the one that I use the least. And so again, this is why the Kuan Yin Oracle wasn't my first of the pocket edition purchases. I did purchase this deck with my own funds. So it retailed for $16.95. I might have gotten it on sale on Amazon for like $1 cheaper than that, but it's a 44 card deck. Oh no, I think I might sneeze, guys. I apologize. Excuse me. It's a 44 card deck. The box is matte, and it says, blessings, guidance, and enlightenment from the divine feminine, Kuan Yin, radiant with divine compassion. Be inspired by the loving presence and guiding voice of the goddess Kuan Yin in this unique pocket oracle. These exquisitely illustrated cards, featuring heart-opening messages of guidance from the divine feminine, will nourish you daily on your spiritual path, leading you to a place of inner peace and beauty. There's a little page. The inside of the box is pink, which I've been oddly attracted to this year. There is the back of the box. And it is the same size as the other decks. A little bit smaller than like our typical Rider-Waite-Smith. There is a how to use this deck and an introduction page that describes a little bit more about Kuan Yin. So if you're totally new to her energy, this is a nice jumping off point. There's an additional card with also available. And then we have the cards, and the cards are matte. And so you will see each card has the depiction of the image and then the title and a blessing from Kuan Yin in relation to, it's smaller than the guidebook meaning in the original deck. So, you know, if you are pressed for time, if you just want to feel connected to Kuan Yin or the sacred feminine in general, but you don't, you know, you're, let's say, traveling or you're busy, time is of the essence for you. This is a wonderful way to still feel connected to your goddesses in your practice. And I also find that these pulls are really poignant for whatever you are personally moving through. So this is the matte format now, which has become, you know, the go-to. I know all of us, you know, we're always talking about the matte format. This Oracle and the Ices Oracle I actually prefer in the shiny cardstock, I have to say, but this is beautiful. I really do love the artwork in this deck. It's very soft, very inviting, very graceful. It is very beautiful. I'm so sorry, guys. I am sweating, but it's just going to be that type of day. It's really beautiful, and I'm intrigued to see if I connect with it, as well as I have the Kuan Yin, the Ices, and the Mother Mary Oracle Pocket Editions. And the Wild Kuan Yin Pocket Edition is beautiful, and in readings it's beautiful. It's just I haven't personally connected with that one as much as I have with the other three, excuse me. But these decks are really, really wonderful. If you're in a situation like I am right now, where you're doing a lot of traveling and you know, you can only have a finite amount of decks with you or anything like that, these nice compact sizes that don't have the guidebook but still allow you to receive the general energy of the cards themselves and the message from the goddess is really beautiful. They're also great if you have to have a moving or a small altar that you need to be able to disassemble quickly. This card size allows you to have that representation of your goddess on the altar, but also be able to clean up quickly, if you will, pick up quickly, maneuver things quickly. So yeah, I really love these pocket editions. I'm so stoked that they're popular kind of across the board. And like, as you can see, I have the pocket archetypes here. I have my pocket coastal curiosities. Like, when you really love a deck, it is nice to have the large size and the small size. I know that that's like, you know, completely superfluous in a way. It's not necessary, but it is a really nice thing to have. And so I'm not regretting this purchase at all. I did have some issue with the Wild Kuan Yin when I unboxed it, if you guys remember from last year. Not having that issue with this. There's no damage. There's no like stickiness that's pulling the imagery off of the card behind it. None of that is going on. This is a deck that's in great shape. Oh God, that image is so beautiful. The artwork in this deck is just stunning. None of those things. This deck is in great shape. While I might have preferred the shiny cardstock, so it has that wet look. Here, let me hold that differently. I don't mind at all that it's matte. It's fine. I just think the shininess with the muted color scheme here would you know, really like amplifies that energy. But what can we say? We're never happy, right? I wanted everything matte cardstock until I got everything in matte cardstock. So, you know, this really is a deck that is so loving and so gently compassionate. And when you are moving through times of like high anxiety, transition, if you're in a tower moment, a deck like this can be really very much a great companion and supportive energy on the path. So I don't know, maybe we'll do a workshop with the Kuan Yin Oracle on the channel. It's about time to run another week-long intensive on the channel, and perhaps we will step into that energy. So that is the deck as a whole there. Let's draw a card together and get a blessing card from Kuan Yin here for us on our journeys today. And if this resonates for you, perhaps you'll feel called to purchase it. I will, of course, put the Amazon link to purchase this deck in the description box down below. But let's see what comes forward here while we're all together. What message does Kuan Yin have for us as a community? What message does Kuan Yin have for us as a community here today? That feels right. The Amaryllis Lute. You are growing fast and leaving fear behind. When your vibration changes, so too does your life. It is safe and loving for you to release that which no longer feels right for you. No matter how important it was in your old life, it might not have the same place in your new life. Accept healing change now. And again, the card title is The Amaryllis Lute, in case you would like to look at the entire guidebook meaning in the full-size edition of the Kali Oracle. The Kuan Yin Oracle. I have Kali Oracle on the mind, sorry. The Kuan Yin Oracle guidebook in the large full-size regular edition is really beautiful and has a lot of wisdom within it. But this one beautiful blessing, as you can see, gives us a concise message, guidance, presence, and support, and allows us to feel connected to the goddess whose deck holds that space of her name, her story, her myth, and her essence. So it's a very, very beautiful deck. I'm very happy with this purchase. I like the way that the cardstock is. I like that there's no damage to the deck. And I know that this will be in heavy rotation along with the other 4 pocket edition Goddess Oracle decks by Alana Fairchild that are already in my collection. So if you've been on the fence about this one, I hope that this little review helps you. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day out there where you are in the world. As always, I am sending you oceans of love, and I will, of course, see you in the next video. Take care.